In the heart of Sfax, Tunisia, lived a 33-year-old man named Al-Aidi. He was neither rich nor conventionally attractive, yet he had a magnetic pull toward women, an irresistible urge to charm, flirt, and seduce. He was what people in his community would call a greenheart, someone whose emotions turned soft and infatuated in the presence of any woman. Al-Aidi was married to a woman named Samia and had children with her. Despite this, his obsession with women was uncontainable. To increase his daily exposure to them, he opened a women's clothing store. It wasn't long before every woman who walked in became a potential conquest. He had a routine: toss a few flirtatious lines, test the waters, and if a woman seemed receptive, he'd dive deeper into conversation. But if she showed disinterest, he'd back off quickly. In 1998, a woman named Rafika Al-Haji entered his store. She was his neighbor, a married woman with children and a vibrant, charming personality. She lived in the same neighborhood but had never interacted with him beyond polite distance. This time, her presence triggered his usual pattern: playful words, charming gestures, compliments wrapped in clothing suggestions. Rafika laughed, flirted back, and began visiting the shop more often. Before long, an affair bloomed between them. Their relationship didn't go unnoticed. Her regular visits drew attention, and whispers spread throughout the neighborhood. Eventually, Samia caught wind of the rumors. Though she had long suspected her husband's affairs, this one was different. Everyone confirmed it was their own neighbor, Rafika. Enraged, Samia confronted Al-Aidi. He denied everything, swearing nothing inappropriate was going on. But Rafika's visits didn't stop. Soon, Rafika's husband began to suspect something too. His wife's frequent outings to the market seemed strange, especially since she never brought anything back. When neighbors informed him that she was regularly seen at Al-Aidi's store, he began watching her. He saw her entering the shop and staying for hours without buying a thing. That was confirmation enough. One evening after she returned home, he confronted her. An argument escalated into violence. He hit her, and Rafika stormed off to her family's house. She demanded a divorce, claiming she couldn't stay in a marriage where she was disrespected and accused. Deep down, though, she welcomed the separation. She had fallen for Al-Aidi. To Rafika, Al-Aidi was irresistible, almost like he had cast a spell over her. She insisted on the divorce, and her husband eventually relented. He left the house and the children behind, giving her the home and walking away from the marriage. Now free, Rafika visited Al-Aidi even more frequently. Despite Samia's growing frustration, Al-Aidi couldn't resist Rafika's calls and continued the affair. Eventually, Samia discovered that not only was the relationship ongoing, it had intensified. She confronted her husband again, and this time, overwhelmed by pressure and conflict, Al-Aidi chose to divorce Samia. He moved to another neighborhood and rented an apartment. Rafika began visiting him there, and the affair continued. In her heart, she believed their love was leading to marriage. She had given up her family and reputation for him, and she waited for him to propose. But months passed, and Al-Aidi avoided the subject. When she finally brought it up, he dismissed the idea. He claimed that marriage ruined relationships and insisted that what they had was better than anything formal. Though deeply hurt, Rafika stayed, hoping he would change his mind. Then came the real betrayal. Without warning, Al-Aidi married another woman, an orphan named Haya. When Rafika learned of the marriage, she was devastated. She had sacrificed everything for a man who never intended to marry her. She confronted him at his store, causing a scene. Al-Aidi claimed he married Haya out of pity, to help someone in need. But Rafika wasn't convinced. Still, she stayed, trapped by love and desperation. But the worst was yet to come. Rafika soon discovered that Al-Aidi had taken a new lover, a woman named Monia. He was juggling his new wife, a fresh affair, and his old flame, Rafika. When she confronted him again, the situation exploded. She began following him, obsessively tracking his movements, trying to win him back or at least demand clarity. Al-Aidi's life began to unravel. His finances crumbled under the weight of supporting 2 homes and multiple women. In a desperate attempt to recover, he considered theft. A friend suggested they rob a horse stable known for its expensive equipment. The plan failed. They were spotted by security, and Al-Aidi was shot in the leg while escaping. Unable to go to a hospital for fear of being arrested, he sought help from a trusted friend named Reda. Reda hid him and arranged for a nurse to treat his wound in secret. But the nurse told Reda something shocking. The wound wasn't from barbed wire, as Al-Aidi claimed. It was a bullet wound. When Reda confronted him, Al-Aidi finally confessed everything. Meanwhile, Rafika was frantic. She had no idea where Al-Aidi was. She searched everywhere, even confronting his wives. Eventually, she contacted Reda, who told her Al-Aidi was hiding at his place. She demanded to see him, and Reda reluctantly agreed. When Rafika arrived, she begged Al-Aidi to finally marry her. He refused again. She snapped. If he didn't marry her, she'd report him for the attempted robbery. Al-Aidi, now fearing exposure, pretended to agree. He lured Rafika to an abandoned house outside the city under the pretense of discussing their marriage. Once inside, he attacked her. He stabbed her repeatedly, dug a shallow grave in the floor, and buried her body beneath rubble and debris. Then he walked away, free from the threat she posed. Her disappearance didn't go unnoticed. Her children cried for their mother. Her ex-husband reported her missing and told authorities about her affair with Al-Aidi. Police questioned Al-Aidi, but he denied involvement, and his new wife provided him with a false alibi. The case went cold, marked as against an unknown perpetrator. 5 years passed. Then, one night in 2002, Monia was at a gathering with friends, including men and women from the old neighborhood. The topic of Al-Aidi and Rafika's mysterious disappearance came up. Monia blurted out something shocking. The night Rafika was killed, Al-Aidi had been at her place and took a knife from her kitchen. She hadn't told anyone before, afraid to be implicated, but sitting among friends, she let it slip. What she didn't know was that Rafika's ex-husband was also at the gathering. He immediately reported it to the police. Monia confirmed her statement under questioning. Her timeline contradicted Al-Aidi's old alibi. With this new evidence, police arrested Al-Aidi again. This time he confessed, but not before dragging Reda down with him. Believing Reda had betrayed him, Al-Aidi claimed Reda helped him lure and bury Rafika. Reda denied everything, insisting he only found out about the murder later. Still, he was charged. Al-Aidi received a life sentence for murder. Reda was sentenced to 7 years for withholding knowledge of a crime, later reduced to 2. Years passed. In 2010, during the Tunisian Revolution, chaos erupted. In the confusion, several inmates escaped, including Al-Aidi. He fled to Libya and disappeared. But the story didn't end there. Years later, something eerie happened. Al-Aidi's eldest son, Hamdi, was found hanged in the same abandoned house where Rafika had been murdered. No foul play was detected. The case was labeled a suicide. But the coincidence left people wondering, did Hamdi take his own life out of guilt for his father's sins? Or did someone from Rafika's family take revenge? No one knows. And so ends the tragic tale of Al-Aidi, the womanizer whose desires destroyed lives, including his own.